What is up, everybody? It's Amir from Panel Fly here. And sorry for the different background. I'm in a hotel in Denver. I'm here, so not at my normal home office, don't have a normal setup. So forgive me if anything sounds weird or looks weird. I'm probably going to make this a quick one too because I have to run off to an event. But I had a little bit of time and I decided we should break down episode 3. I wanted to do it on Sunday night or even yesterday, but here and then for work, didn't really have too much time. Um, so here we are doing it, and let's go ahead and get into it. If you've been liking the comments, please do all that jazz, like, subscribe, comment. I mean, we really appreciate it, guys. Nevertheless, let's go ahead and get into the breakdown. Let me share my screen. Again, I don't have my notes, so it might be a little bit different, but nevertheless, hopefully saying that because I can't really tell. But anyways, let's get into it. Basically, we start off with Duncan Egg waking up. Egg is just staring him down because he can't sleep. He is insecure about himself because he is small, and he doesn't know that he can truly be a squire. So he basically takes the horse off, and basically tries to train with him, tries to train with the jousts, so he can make sure he can handle those, and essentially tries to just be in sync with his horse, so he can be a good squire to Dunk. And so that's kind of the first scene.
Easy boy. My father told me you should never talk to a horse. He said they're dumber than dogs and only understand the crop.
And basically, we're seeing this horse is pretty smart. This is his war horse, and Dunk is again just trying to be in sync with it.
But
Okay, so um, I think this is one of the Dondarrions. This, I believe, is one of the Dondarrions. Don't quote me on that. He does say the name, but I forgot. And you know me, I'm bad with names. And he's going to be important later, so he will actually show back up in the series. But basically, this guy is known for being kind of religiously mad. Um, you know, he's really faithful to the seven like pointed star, which is their seven gods, and he falls under the warrior since he's a knight, and he's pretty like quirky, kind of mad and whatnot. But we do see he will be important later.
This delivered?
Yeah, for a squire.
I serve Sir Duncan the Tall. He's large enough for the both of us.
We've not heard of him.
You will.
And basically Dunk Egg ran off the horse, so he's kind of mad in the scene. Like, did this guy just finally steal my horse and leave me? And Dunk is, and Egg is like, sir, isn't it my job? And obviously Egg doesn't know how to sew because high boards, it's the women that learn how to sew. So they kind of make a whole little thing of it here, and they built their character development and personalities and things like that.
Salt beef after you're done.
We're starting to feel like truly squire to Dunk, and Dunk is learning how to like almost be a knight and a master for Egg. I mean, this is called the Squire, but we're starting to really see that relate to fruition now.
I'd sooner eat the horse, sir.
You'll eat my fist if you don't do as you're told.
Prince Baelor was the firstborn. Prince Maker sprang out large.
Just Egg singing about basically the current Targaryen line in succession. Really kind of, I think it sprung out of the first Bloodfire Rebellion. Obviously, Prince Maekar, he's the older guy who was kind of basically saying, my sons are missing. And now we know, no spoiler alert, because now if you've seen this episode, you shouldn't be watching this if you haven't. But Egg is actually Prince Aegon. Aegon, I believe he's the fifth of his name. And Aegon the fourth is actually the Aegon who's in House of Dragons right now, who took over. Um, and so, kind of cool to see that. Maekar is his dad. So the Prince Maekar is actually the fourth prince in line, and then Egg is his fourth son. So they're pretty down on the line of succession, which is funny. I don't know why Aerion's such a like a hole because he's like pretty far down of succession. Prince Baylor is obviously the more toned down. When was talking to him and he let him join the listing, essentially. So that's what the song is about.
Damon was the bastard, so they kicked him.
And it's about the Blackfire Rebellion. Damon was the bastard who got legitimized, and that they Prince Baylor killed him. That's why they call him Breakspear. But he actually didn't. Bloodraven, who I believe is Prince Baylor's half brother, who also becomes a three-eyed raven in Game of Thrones, is the one that killed Damon in the Blackfire Rebellion.
This bastard grass is green in summer, green grass.
Yeah, we'll gather it along.
And here, Dunk is asking for his armor. And it's funny, and Egg is like, sir, only the highborn first, not going for another few days. And Dunk's like, what? All day then? Which is kind of funny because he's been nervous all day. And now he's kind of happy that he doesn't have to go today. So it's kind of funny.
Away.
Also, the right of first challenge goes to Knights of High Birth and...
And here, basically, since I'm guessing they wanted to show this relationship with Towns and Tutal, obviously, that further. Obviously, Dunk's been coming it all day. I think it was a proper party breakfast. So he goes into the tourney to get some eggs and some food for a hearty hard salt beef. Actually, it was pretty far. Honestly, wasn't that. Basically, we're seeing a joust here. Supposedly, Martin's jousting show ever. But so far, I don't think it's really lived up to that. It's been pretty good, but I don't think it's really lived up to that. But we might wait till we get further down the season, which is literally only 4 episodes. But and now they're just chilling, and Egg's kind of like, oh, I could get used to this. And Dunk is like, what do you mean? You're here. No getting used to it. But we know that Egg doesn't live life normally.
I think they're the first most.
They build their character development more, their relationship more, and starting to feel more like Squire and Knight now.
Mm-hmm. If we win.
And then in the next scene, Plum calls him off, master of games. And he basically says that Lord Ashford has spent way too much money on this tourney. They're broke. And he's saying, I know you are desperate. I know you are nobody, but what the hell do you make a name for yourself? You, on a horse, Lord Ashford's son, he'll pretty much let you. They're going to fix the game. They're going to bet on you. And that way, because no one else bet on him, so you're going to win a loader. So they're going to forfeit really the name and lose to Dunk and let Dunk win. And Dunk's just to have a win that's not a true win, basically. And it's like, I don't know, man. Like you and Plum's saying, like, you've earned it, man. Like you're here, you're nobody. You've talked all these lords. He got in. He's like, is that not enough, man? And Dunk's, like, no, I want to win it, and it's true. And then it also kind of Dunk said, who else isn't honorable and who's done stuff like this? But it's true, man. Like, to be honest, I'll take it because we really don't know if he's a true right. Based on Dunk's character, he seems to be that he would be, but we still don't know that.
I believe we are both shocking, that may be. Challenge her to come forth and on horse, sir. Arms and armour as recompense for you.
Oh, and he's basically saying you'll get Lord Ashford's armor, so you get paid as well. They get paid, you get paid, and you get glory. Now Arian is going to pick who he wants to joust. And he basically is a little sleazeball, and he basically moves out of the way in the first joust and around, just stabs the horse, and he's just a freaking sleazeball. And the whole time, Dunk is like, "Oh no, you're too low." Like he believes that it's an accident. And Egg is just like, "Yo, that is no accident." And he's starting to be like, "Are Eggs really not like? Will they do stuff like that? Will they take bets on them and lose things?" And like, "Yo, what's going on? I thought Knights were chivalrous." Um, and so he realizes, so he's starting to not like Eric, realizing like how the world is. And then that's very pertinent to the end of.
Not to worry.
I'm gonna try and skip past this whole scene, even though you should go watch it. It's pretty important, but there's obviously blood. So, um, do, do, do. Um, and basically, the townsfolk get mad. They start like rioting, and then the Kingsguard has to come in and help them out, and stuff like that. And so that's kind of what happens. And again, Disconnect talk and say, "Oh, he did that on."
It was a terrible sight.
Not now feeling.
And here we get another scene with Mr. Lionel Baratheon is put.
Awfully clam.
Then they just basically tell this story about this in Pleatherman by literally sticking her finger and fist up dudes' butts. And basically, Dunk and Egg kind of have a little heart-to-heart based on this. So there's actually like 3-4 heart-to-heart moments with Dunk and Egg in the show to kind of develop their dynamic even more. So yeah.
I think there probably was. Her name is Hope.
Basically, he's saying that anyone can have a song written about them, even if basically the name isn't theirs, but what they did, their glory is there, and you hope to be like that, essentially.
So,
There was a pot shop in Fleabottom.
You shall not great success.
So basically, on their way out of the pavilion, they meet this fortune teller, and she says, "You'll know great success and be richer than the Lannister. Be richer than the Lannister partner." Not too sure. Maybe the Lannister over that, or maybe he does make some money because we'll see. I don't know if we're going to see in the show Dunk's success, but obviously this is leading somewhere this whole show, and we know now his squire is Aegon Targaryen. She moves to end, be king and be burned down, and people hate you, and that's a bit foretelling of what will happen in his lifetime as well. I don't think they'll actually show that in the show though, but I could be wrong. They might when they're older. Not too sure.
Be richer than a Lannister.
Thank you. Thank you, that's very good.
over.
And so basically, Sir Stephen Fossaway meets Dunk. He's like, "Let's go outside and chit chat." And Egg's like, "I'm gonna go watch the play." And so they kind of break off.
We make it us.
So they're
Stefan will be
talking,
quick to knock on his shoe.
and then basically he confirms his theory that Aegon Targaryen purpose, and Stefan hates the Targaryens. He said it was aliens, and he's like, "No, he did it on purpose, man. This chivalry isn't as prevalent as you think." And Dunk now has a lot to think about, but he's also developing his friendship now with Stefan Fossaway.
We're in spitting rage at Lord Ashford for giving away his horse.
No,
And sorry, I'm trying to be quick, guys, but actually, I got to head out here. I think my brother is going to come in, and we got to pick up the product, and we got to get ready to go to an event. So, just FYI.
I got me carried away.
Here's Egg. Ends up playing the night, I guess, because the other act, couldn't be sick or hungover or whatever it may be. And she kills a knight, and we see Arian is there, and he, if you know anything about him, he actually thinks he is the reincarnated of a dragon. So he did not like that and does not accept that.
Yes, which of those?
He's there. Darren. One pie.
He's probably just worried about his sons.
7 know why. Darren's a sot. Aeryn's just...
And he's explaining the Targaryens. Darren is that drunkard we saw in episode 1, right after he met Egg at the little tavern. Arya is off to the cruel Targaryen, and then Aegon and Aemon. Brothers, Aemon becomes a maester in Game of Thrones, and Aegon is Egg.
vain and cruel. The third's so useless, we're going to ship him off to a citadel to make a maester of him. And the youngest.
Sit down, kid! You have to come!
Now, Egg saying, "OMG," and this is just actually pulled from the books. This is what happens, and right now he's not fully out as a Targaryen. He can call it a call to master. It's really it's almost a bad move, but
Aeryn's hurting her!
Hurting who?
So Dunk can't control himself, especially since he likes Denzel too tall, and he hits Aegon multiple times, wrestles him down to the ground, kicks him, and you don't do that to a Targaryen or a prince in this world because it will cost. And he basically says, "Why did you throw away your life for this whore?" Because he broke Tandil Tall's finger. And
She's scarcely worth it.
next, what happens?
It's a traitor.
So he said, "You loosened my teeth," and he's like, "So we'll take out all your teeth." And then that's where Egg comes in.
The dragon will never lose.
If they do, they'll answer to my father.
So Egg comes in and basically says he's Aeryn's brother. He's a Targaryen. He knows the Night's names holding their name. And he said, "Answer to my father if you don't let him, don't tell him." It's funny too, because when they're about to teeth, he's like, "Never you mind, boy. Get out of here." But Egg just play. He's a Targaryen.
Wait, Yokel, do as I say.
You impudent little wretch. What's happened to your hair?
I cut it off, brother. I didn't want to look like you.
Oh, yeah. And that is it, man. So now Dunk's gonna feel betrayed, and not think of Egg. So their relationship's gonna be now figure out how to stay alive because Tyrion's gonna want his head. We will go ahead and get into that into the next episode. As we go. It's go out again. So that's pretty much it for this episode. I did want to do, the little podcast I do at the end and the next trailer. Honestly, that's about all we had time for. Maybe I can do the trailer real quick. Hold on. I wasn't going to, but you know what? Maybe we can get it real quick. Let's see here. Let me share my screen. Actually, I've seen. Oh no. Why? Yes.
I have a younger brother and we're really, really close.
You need to do is you need to run as fast as you can when your knife is into the...
What the heck? Where is it? All right, maybe.
It's the first time, as we said, of now.
Oop. Why are they doing this to me, bro? Okay. There. All right. Well, anyways, guys, I gotta get ready for the event. So we'll see you in the next one. I'll try and do the other breakdown. Again, if you've been liking my content, please, guys, and guys, I will see you in the next one.